I don't know how everybody else felt, I really don't. I know that we earned our right to say we were an elite unit. That was a group of guys that was as good, if not better than any out there in the country, and could play against anybody and stand our own. And so that's kind of where our focus is. And there's always going to be people that question and naysay and all that. We spend zero time in really, trying to prove something, proving it to ourselves, and proving we belong, and playing for one another. But the chip on the shoulder doesn't really come from doubters as much as it does. You got to have that kind of an edge to be right, and we had that group that was. But there's always people out there that are gonna. It's like we weren't supposed to be able to stop all those high-powered Big 12 offenses. That was as good as there was in the conference, and we saw how that went. So, we had our opportunities to match up last year, and I think we did pretty well for ourselves a year ago. Will we again? We'll see. But when we've been on the biggest stages, our guys have risen up, and that's not just last year. I think we saw ourselves matched up with the SEC. What in the last 10 years is probably the number one program in the SEC, and LSU. So we put the ball on the field and spotted it, and we matched up pretty dang well. Did the same thing against Ohio State, and did it against Oklahoma. So in the big picture, we've had our opportunities, and I feel like more often than not, our guys have more than responded and have answered the critics.
Does that go on your bedpost?
Somewhere, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, because again, those 3 games in particular, I think we were the underdog in all 3 of those games, and so again, we spotted the ball and decided to match up. Our guys, showed they belong. So I don't think we, other than our actions, got to really answer to anyone else. Coach Sweeney and Dan Radakovich and President Clements and the board, I couldn't be more appreciative, thankful, humbled, pinching myself, incredibly grateful for our coaches on our staff, our defensive staff. It's as good a group of guys and coaches I've worked with, and so it takes a group of them to be able to have that kind of success. And so, for them to show that kind of loyalty and appreciation and investment, again, I'm eternally grateful. And so again, this is as good as it gets to me in college football. We have everything that we need, everything that any coach could possibly want. We have it here, and don't take a backseat to anybody. And they didn't need to do that. I would have stayed for a lot less, but
you didn't tell them that.
They didn't ask. But I didn't expect it to do. I was really, really humble and but very appreciative.
I mean, not that you were hurting previously, but now you're in that spotlight that Chad had these last few years with his contract and stuff. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, everybody went, how do you call defense and got all these people screaming and yelling. That stuff, that doesn't matter to me, it doesn't affect me at all. I just have always been a believer you can't let external factors influence you. You can't be afraid to make a bad call. You make an aggressive call and you're okay, win, lose, or draw with the result. And you can't, I better not call that because what if they score a touchdown and everybody's mad? You can't. Or again, they really expect a lot. They don't expect anything. They want us to stop them. Whether you're making, $100,000 a year or $2 million, and do things the right way. There's a standard, and your expectation, your standard is every bit as high, if not higher, than the mass that's out there. So. If we have success, it isn't just because of me. Trust me, it's those players and our coaches and our culture and Coach Sweeney. And the flip side is true as well. You take the responsibility. It's your job, if you fail. But it doesn't affect me one bit.